What's up everybody, it's Sean here back today to give you guys a review of the Saucony Progrid Triumph 4 in this Kissaten colorway. This is a brand new pack released from Saucony that's given the nickname Kissaten. So this is a Japanese term which roughly translates to tea house or coffee house, and this 3-shoe collection is inspired by retro tea houses in Japan. So these released alongside a Progrid Omni 9 along with a Shadow 5000. But based off of the buzz online, it seems like this Progrid Triumph 4 is arguably the most popular of the three. Before I go any further though, I want to give a huge thank you over to Saucony Canada for sending me over this pack. This pair released for a price of $165 US or $220 here in Canada. The colorway according to the box is just blue and beige. And if you've been following Saucony at all in the last few years, you know that the Progrid Triumph 4, though it originally released as a performance running shoe, fast forward nowadays and it's pretty popular as an everyday lifestyle sneaker. So jumping into the details of this shoe, the base layer of this sneaker is crafted out of an open style, faded blue colored mesh. Overlaid on the front toe cap, we have this cracked leather which has this vintage looking teacup print pattern to it. And then surrounding the front toe cap, we have an overlay of what feels like a smooth nubuck. And we have these darker blue lines all across, along with hits of reflective 3M. Right above this towards the eyelets, we have another reflective panel here, and this incorporates the Saucony stripe. And then moving downwards towards the lateral side, we have more cracked leather. Above this, the middle eyelet is done in this oval shaped metallic finish, and then we have more cracked leather at the very top, covering the very top 4 eyelets. Underneath this on the mid panel, we have more of that dark blue open style mesh, and then stitched on top of this we have the Saucony stripe. This is done in a mix of cream with this faded pinkish tone. Moving downwards, we have more of that floral printed cracked leather, and then covering the bottom of the heel, we have more of that nubuck-like material with more dark blue colored detailing. On the sides of the heel, we have these rubber layers, and this incorporates Progrid branding on the lateral side. This helps to give the shoe a little bit more containment and support along the back side of the shoe. Running down the center of the heel, we have a reflective panel, and then on the top of the heel, we have a silky smooth pinkish tone textile with this woven strip running down the center. On the medial side of the mid panel, this is a little bit different than the lateral side, so instead of that Saucony stripe, on this side it incorporates Saucony's arch lock technology, which helps to contain your midfoot and give you more support in this specific area. As far as the laces go, so to my surprise, this only comes with one lace option, or at least my pair did, and it's an oval shaped dark blue colored lace. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue is covered in that same blue colored open style mesh. However, the top of the tongue is covered in that cracked floral pattern leather, and then embroidered on the very top, we have this oval shaped patch with Saucony branding done in this reflective finish. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a pink colored mesh liner. And then for the insoles, these come with their typical foam lined insole. However, once again they feature a floral print to it, which again is inspired by retro teacups. And if you move the insole to the side, you'll see the Strobel incorporates another layer of foam, adding to the comfort to the shoe. So the upper of the Progrid Triumph 4 sits atop this midsole, which is crafted out of Saucony's Progrid foam technology. So the midsole overall is painted in this very vintage looking cream color. However, they also incorporate SRC technology. This stands for Super Rebound Compound, and this is a more resilient, tougher, and more bouncy foam that's strategically placed here to help with impact protection for those that land on their heels, essentially acting as like a crash pad. And then the bottom of the shoe, this is your typical Triumph 4 outsole. So this is done in multi-tones of rubber. We have this diamond-shaped traction pattern, and then in the middle and towards the heel, they incorporate a TPU shank plate, and this gives the shoe more torsional support and midfoot rigidity. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about how these fit, so in my case, I got sent these in my true size, and they fit me pretty much bang on. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, you can go true to size in these no problem. If you have like a really wide foot, you may want to consider going up half a size, but I feel like for the majority of people out there, you can stick with your actual measured foot size, and this shoe should fit you fine. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe, so overall the Progrid Triumph 4, it's a comfortable model. It's not going to be an overly soft, really mushy and super cushioned shoe, so it has a bit more of a responsive feel. The heel does feel a little bit squishier than the forefoot, and the overall shoe is pretty lightweight and it's very breathable. One thing to note though is that the drop of this shoe, or in other words, the difference in height between the heel and the forefoot, is a little bit more pronounced than I'm usually used to. So that means when I'm wearing these, it feels like my heels are quite elevated and my feet have a forward-facing slant downwards. So if you like more of a flat feeling shoe, then you may find these to be a little bit strange. It's honestly not that bad, but it's definitely something that's noticeable compared to other models like the Progrid Omni 9 or the Shadow 5000. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality on this shoe I thought was really solid. They utilize a lot of genuine leathers and what feels like a nubuck or suede on this shoe, and I was really happy with the overall material choices. Not only in terms of quality, but the variety of it too. This almost feels like a collaboration shoe, but it is just an inline colorway. So hats off to Saucony for really delivering from a quality perspective. The build on the shoe I thought was fine as well. The panels were consistent and they lined up between my left and right feet. So everything felt symmetrical, everything felt like it was in the right places. So again, like I said, I was really pleased with how these turned out in person. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, I think this is the most striking colorway of the three. And of course, with this bold, faded blue mesh upper, this is really what makes this shoe stand out. You complement that mesh with these overlays of cream or pinkish colored tones, and it just comes together very cohesively, and it exudes that theme of Kissaten so well. Just looking at the shoe, it really does feel like it's taken from decades ago and that it's been just transported to 2026. It just really has that old school vibe to it, which I thought looks really solid. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the Saucony Progrid Triumph 4, and what are your thoughts of this shoe compared to the other two in the pack? How would you rank them? Is this at your number one, like it seems like most people have, or is it further down your list, which is totally fine as well? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts down below for you guys to check out and follow. And as always, thank you for your continued love and support. Thank you to Saucony Canada as well for sending me over this pack, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.